welcome back to Queen's Mindset. If this is your first time clicking on my channel, welcome. Here on this channel, we talk about a lot of inspirational stuff. We uplift, we encourage, we motivate, and inspire women all across the globe. Men are definitely welcome as well to stop by and check in from time to time and see what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about exciting topics that relate to women in terms of business, as we talked about personal stuff. We talk about relationships, we talk about mindset, we have so many things. So before I go any further, I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. So I want you to go ahead right now and to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back. Now that you have liked, share, and subscribed to my channel, I'm going to just get into it. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about what it means to live an intentional life. Okay. What does it really mean to live an intentional life? Now, it may seem pretty simple, but here's this thing. There are many persons out there who are not sure as to what they want to do with their lives, where they see themselves going. Can I even do it? Can I even become someone in society? Can I even, add value or do anything that brings about change? Really, maybe I just need to have a job and just let that be it, and that's it. Well, here's the thing. Everyone is not expected to be an entrepreneur. Everyone does not have to have a business. Everyone does not have to have a job. Everyone doesn't have to have a career. And note that there's a difference between job and a difference between career. The job are for those persons who are just working a strict 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. That's it. Career is for the person who's passionate about that field, and this is what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Okay? So it doesn't mean that because you don't know where you fit, it doesn't mean that you don't fit anywhere. It just means that what you may need to do is to spend some time on reflection, spend some time on focusing and getting to know, what is it I want to do, and it takes time. There are some people that from the time they know themselves, they know exactly who they wanted to be. They know exactly what they wanted to do. They have plans, everything. They know exactly where they're going. They have a plan for themselves and everything, right? And then there's some folks who they're not quite sure. So yes, you've gotten to the age of 18 and you still don't know what you want to become. You've gotten to the age of 21 and you're still unsure. You're bordering on 30 and you're still like, what should I do with my life? Is that a problem? Not necessarily. The thing is to get it before you die. If you don't get it, then that's when it becomes a problem, because you would have wasted your life. But if you can get it before you die, I don't think that's a problem. So when we talk about how living an intentional life, we're talking about being intentional about the things that you want for yourself. Having some form of vision for your life. So vision can come in multiple forms. It can be, let's say, you have a dream for you. You have a dream that you want to be able to accomplish. And through that dream, there is a vision. You can see where you could be in the future, because you have this understanding of who you are and what you want to do and where you want to go. And sometimes it's hard for persons to have a vision because they don't dream. So if you're not dreaming, you're not going to have a vision. That's the first thing. You have to be able to dream. Dreaming is just utilizing your imagination. Many times people say to me, oh, come on, Kamisha, that's a fantasy. It's not a fantasy. It's a fantasy to the person who does not understand it, but it's my reality. It's the way that I see it. And it could be the way that you see it as well, because you may see something in a particular, and here's the thing, don't wait for other persons to see it the way that you see it, just see it. Have it for yourself. So when you're living an intentional life, you want to be able to set goals for yourself. You want to have plans in place. People say, I don't plan because nothing goes as planned. That may be true. That yes, you make plans and then you find that okay, the things that you planned for did not go according to plan. But what happens if you never made a plan? Then what happens? Nothing? That doesn't mean that you get to do nothing. Nothing is wrong with having an idea or a structure for your life and where you want to see yourself. It means that now you're utilizing time. You're utilizing these things. You have an opportunity to grab hold of the opportunities that come. Because if you're not looking for something, you're not going to find it. So many people say, oh, I can't find a job, or oh, I can't find this, but have you been looking for it? You ever find that, and this is an interesting thing that people say, if you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. So for example, you have a boyfriend, you feel like something is up with him, so you want to search the phone. Right? So you're searching the phone and searching the phone and searching the phone, but you can't seem to find anything. But you dedicate time to this almost every day. You're searching. Sooner or later, you're gonna find something. It may not be what you want or expect it to be, but you're gonna find something. Why? Because you're going in with the expectation to find something. Kamisha, why did you mention that? Why are you talking about this? Why are you using this as an analogy? And I'm using this as an analogy because in order for you to live an intentional life, you have to have some level of expectation for your life. You have to be able to expect that something good is going to happen, or expect at least that something will happen. There are many persons who are living their lives and there's no form of intention. They're just going wherever the flow goes. So they're being tugged here and tugged there. There's no level of goal setting. There's no goals they're setting for their life. They're just going with the flow. Simply going with the flow is very dangerous. It means that you don't know where you're going. So anywhere the current pulls you, you're going to go. So you're going to look pretty much like a crazy person because this is happening, so I'll do this. No, this is happening. So that's when you find persons saying, oh, I want to be an artist today. No, I want to be a musician. Oh, no, actually, I want to play sports. And they're all over the place because they're going with the flow. They don't know, they don't have a vision for themselves, they don't know where they're going. And people who don't, the Bible says, people full of vision, they will perish. You have to have a vision for your life. You have to have a vision. People say you don't have to. No, you have to. And you know, how do you get to understand that vision? Spend some time with God in prayer. And yes, I talk about him a lot because he's the author and the finisher of our faith. So when you spend time with him, when you spend time in prayer and meditation, he begins to direct your path and allows you the opportunity to have vision. And when you have that vision, because he's given it to you through dreams, now you can have that level of expectation. And when you have that level of expectation where you're expecting something to happen in your life, you begin to live life intentionally. So the things that you do, the actions that you take are deliberate. So you're not just doing things because you're doing things with the expectation that something will happen. So you want to be a doctor. So what do I have to do in order to be a doctor? I have to study. What area of study do I have to study? You figure that out. Medical area, you go, you study that. You have to do some science subjects and so on. You do those areas. When you're finished with those areas, then what is next? You see what I mean? So you have a structure in place. So you're planning. And yes, everything is not going to go as planned. Things are going to change because it's life. You really don't have control over what happens in life because as you're pursuing your goals, as you're pursuing the things that you want for yourself, things are going to happen. People are going to die. Things are going to change. And so many things are going to happen. I can't even begin to list them all because look at us. In the middle of a pandemic, and I would have never been able to think that something like this could possibly happen. But it's happening. So things will happen. We will not have control over it, and that is life, and that is okay. But just because things are going to happen does not mean that you don't get to be intentional. When you're intentional about your life, you do things with a sense of urgency. This is success like speed. So you know what, if I have to get this done, let's go. People say, okay, you're overworking, you're working too hard, you always want to be out front, you always want to be, I always think that you're better than anyone. So what? Forget about the naysayers. They're going to say, whether you do something today or you do something tomorrow, they're still going to talk. Whether they speak about you in a good light or in a bad light, the fact is they're still going to have a conversation about you. Because why are they having a conversation about you? Because they're not intentional. So don't worry about what they're saying. Focus on what you want for yourself and your family and be intentional about that. Focus on that and chase that. Set your goals. Have a mentor. Educate yourself. Make sure that you're always developing and that where you were last year is not where you are today. Make sure that there's a level of development. It doesn't have to be a big level of development, but it just be just as small as this. And that small level of development can change your life, can change every single thing about your life because you are intentional about what you're doing. So when you're being intentional about the things that you watch. What are the things that I'm watching? The things I'm watching, are they adding value to me? Are they helping me? Are they helping me to get to the next level? The conversations that you're having, are you having conversations with people who bring value to you? Or are you just sitting and having conversations with people who are complaining all the time? Are you deliberate about the interactions and the socializations that you're having with persons? Are you out there networking? Are you out there interacting with people who have a similar dream or a similar focus? Or are you just there sitting there thinking this could never happen for me? What are you doing to be intentional about your life? Are you just here and you're saying, okay, you know what, my mother never did it, my father never did it, so it will never happen for me? Is that your level of thinking? Then you have to look at changing the mindset, changing your mentality, shifting the people that you spend time with to the persons who are in a place where you want to be. That's what living an intentional life means. It means that you have that level of urgency, you're working towards something, and you're going to achieve it by hook or crook. You're going after it, and nothing can stop you. Nothing can hold you back because you are intentional about what you're doing. So guys, I just wanted to stop by today to talk to you about living an intentional life. And do not be afraid to live an intentional life, because Christ did it. He was very intentional about what he was doing. He had the plan set straight from the beginning, and he told them, I will leave, but I will be back. He told them what he was about to do, and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Did he expect that he would have persons who would come up against him? Opposition? Yes. Definitely you're going to have opposition. So don't say that you don't want to be intentional because you're afraid of what people will say. You're going to have opposition because opposition is there to sharpen your craft. It's there to strengthen you. It's there to mold you. It's there to push you into the next level. So when you see things happening around you, don't be so consumed or caught up by what's happening. Those are things that are planted. Sometimes you may find that you're in the dark and you're saying, oh my God, I'm in the dark, nothing is happening, this is not going the way as planned and stuff. But when you're planting a tree, the first thing you have to do is to dig down, right? Because you're digging so that you can go there, because you want to build a root. You want the root to shoot up and spring up. So you got to go deep down. So you go down and you go down and you go down. But my friend, there comes a time where you're going to spring up and you're going to blossom. But you have to be intentional. You have to put in the work. You have to be focused. You have to be dedicated. You have to act as though it's going to happen for you and expect that things will happen. So I just want to stop by to share this quickly with you, just to tell you a little bit about living an intentional life. And I want to thank you guys for clicking on this video, and I hope that something I said definitely sparked something within you. And today, as of today, if you haven't already, you will begin to live an intentional life. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Bye.